Imagine this: you're in a courtroom, about to receive a hefty fine for what seems like a minor infraction. The judge, stern and unwavering, is ready to drop the gavel. But then, a stunning revelation unfolds. The person standing before the bench isn't just any defendant, they're a federal prosecutor. Someone who fights for justice every day. This is the real story of Alicia Thompson and Judge Robert Matthews. A tale that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the justice system. Courtrooms have a unique atmosphere. There's an air of tension, a mix of fear and anticipation. On this particular day, Judge Robert Matthews was overseeing a seemingly routine case. Judge Matthews, known for his no-nonsense approach and firm hand, had seen countless faces pass through his courtroom. But today, he was about to encounter a case that would leave a lasting impression on him and everyone present. The case involved Alicia Thompson, a black woman charged with a minor infraction. From the outset, it seemed like an open-and-shut case. Alicia stood before the bench, calm and composed. Her demeanor, however, did not match the gravity of the situation. Most defendants exhibit a sense of nervousness, a fear of the unknown, but Alicia was different. Her confidence was evident, but not overbearing. It was the quiet confidence of someone who had been through the legal system many times, but not in the way the judge imagined. Judge Matthews began the proceedings in his usual manner. He detailed the charges against Alicia and explained the potential consequences of her actions. The courtroom was silent, with only the rustling of papers and the soft hum of the air conditioning breaking the stillness. The prosecutor presented the evidence, outlining a clear case against Alicia. Everything seemed straightforward. But then, something interesting happened. As the prosecutor continued, Alicia remained unfazed. She didn't protest, didn't argue. Her silence was almost unsettling. Judge Matthews noticed this, but dismissed it. He had a job to do, and he would carry it out without bias or hesitation. As the evidence was laid out, the judge prepared to deliver his verdict. His decision was firm, grounded in years of experience and an unwavering belief in the legal system. He announced the fine, a substantial amount intended to serve as a deterrent. It was a routine decision, one he had made countless times before. Just as Judge Matthews was about to conclude the case, Alicia did something unexpected. She raised her hand, requesting to speak. The judge, slightly annoyed by this disruption, allowed her to proceed. What happened next would shock everyone in the courtroom. Alicia calmly introduced herself, revealing her true identity as a federal prosecutor. The room fell silent. The judge, taken aback, stared at her in disbelief. This revelation changed everything. The woman he had just fined was not an ordinary defendant but a respected figure in the legal community. Her calm demeanor now made sense. She was accustomed to the courtroom, but from a very different perspective. The atmosphere in the courtroom shifted dramatically. The audience, previously indifferent, was now fully engaged. The judge, usually composed and confident, appeared flustered. Alicia's revelation challenged his assumptions and forced him to reconsider his decision. As Alicia continued to speak, she explained the circumstances that led to her appearing in court that day. She detailed her work, her dedication to upholding the law, and her commitment to justice. Her words were powerful, filled with a sense of duty and integrity. It became clear that this case was far from ordinary. It was a profound moment, one that highlighted the complexities and nuances of the justice system. By the time Alicia finished speaking, the courtroom was transformed. Judge Matthews, humbled and introspective, realized the importance of looking beyond appearances. He understood that justice is not just about following procedures but about understanding the people involved. This moment marked the beginning of a profound change for Judge Matthews. He vowed to approach each case with a renewed sense of empathy and awareness. Alicia Thompson's story served as a powerful reminder that justice is not always black and white. It's about the people, their stories, and the impact of every decision made in the courtroom. Courtrooms, with their intimidating wooden benches and formalities, often make people uneasy. This day was no different, or so it seemed, as the clock ticked. Each minute echoed the weight of justice waiting to be delivered. Judge Robert Matthews sat in his high chair, gavel in hand, ready to adjudicate yet another case. To him, Alicia Thompson was just another name on the docket. The nature of her charge, a minor infraction, didn't raise any red flags. Alicia walked in with an aura of unshakable calm, a stark contrast to the typical nervous energy most defendants radiate. She stood in the courtroom, her presence quiet but commanding. Onlookers noticed her serene composure, a demeanor suggesting she was no stranger to the halls of justice. But this was no ordinary courtroom drama. The stage was set for an unexpected turn. Judge Matthews, known for his sternness and no-nonsense approach, began with a clear recitation of the charges. Ms. Thompson, you are charged with. His voice reverberated through the room. He outlined the accusations, making it clear what was at stake. The typical formalities followed, and the prosecutor presented a case that seemed straightforward. Evidence was laid out meticulously. Everything pointed to a swift verdict. However, there was something about Alicia's silence that was unsettling. While most defendants would react, challenge, or at least show some sign of distress, Alicia remained unperturbed. Her eyes were steady, meeting the judge's gaze without a flinch. Judge Matthews noticed, but his years on the bench had taught him to dismiss such anomalies. To him, the law was clear-cut, devoid of personal nuances. The prosecutor's arguments were methodical, detailing Alicia's supposed infraction. Each point seemed to build a rock-solid case. As the closing arguments wrapped up, Judge Matthews took a moment to assess the situation. His decision was clear, a substantial fine that would serve both as a punishment and a deterrent. He was about to bring down the gavel when Alicia raised her hand, a move that caught everyone off guard. Your Honor, she began, her voice steady and respectful. I believe there's been a misunderstanding. I am Alicia Thompson, a federal prosecutor. The statement hung in the air, met with stunned silence. The courtroom, once filled with the mundane buzz of a routine case, was now charged with electricity. Judge Matthews' expression shifted from confident to bewildered. He had just found a woman who stood on the other side of the law, fighting for justice as fervently as he did. The audience, initially disengaged, now leaned forward in their seats, eyes wide with curiosity and disbelief. Alicia's revelation was a bombshell, detonating assumptions and appending expectations. Judge Matthews, usually the epitome of judicial composure, found himself at a loss for words. This was no ordinary case. It was a profound lesson in humility and the danger of preconceived notions. As Alicia continued, she narrated her journey, her dedication to the legal profession, and the circumstances leading to her courtroom appearance. Her narrative was compelling, filled with the passion and integrity that defined her career. She spoke of justice not as a distant ideal but as a daily pursuit, a commitment to fairness that guided her every action. Judge Matthews listened intently, absorbing every word. Alicia's story was a stark reminder of the human element often overshadowed by legal procedures. This encounter was more than a courtroom drama. It was a pivotal moment of introspection for the judge. He realized that his role was not just to enforce the law but to understand and connect with the individuals before him. The courtroom, previously a place of rigid protocol, was now transformed into a stage for a deeply human story. Alicia's revelation was not just about her identity but about the broader implications of justice. It was a call to look beyond the surface, to recognize the complexities and nuances of each case. Judge Matthews, humbled and enlightened, vowed to carry this lesson forward. His approach to justice would now include a deeper sense of empathy and understanding. Alicia Thompson's story became a testament to the power of truth and the need for a judicial system that sees beyond the black and white of legal texts. Judge Matthews' journey to this courtroom had been long and demanding. His career began with humble beginnings. Fresh out of law school, he was known as the young lawyer with a relentless drive to make a name for himself in the legal world. His early years were marked by a series of high-profile cases, each one building his reputation as a formidable force in the courtroom. As a judge, Matthews was known for his stern demeanor and a no-nonsense approach to the law. His courtroom was a place of strict discipline where respect for the legal process was paramount. Colleagues often described him as fair, but firm, a man who never wavered in his commitment to justice. Over the years, he had presided over numerous cases, from petty crimes to significant felonies, each one reinforcing his belief in the rule of law. Matthews' reputation wasn't just built on his courtroom demeanor. It was also shaped by his rulings. He had a knack for cutting through the noise and getting to the heart of a case. His decisions were often tough but well-reasoned, reflecting a deep understanding of the law and its implications. He believed in the power of deterrence, often handing down sentences that would serve as a lesson to others. In his personal life, Judge Matthews was a man of routine. He believed that discipline in one's personal affairs translated to discipline in professional life. He started his days early, often arriving at the courthouse before dawn. His chambers were meticulously organized, a testament to his methodical nature. Outside of work, he was an avid reader, often losing himself in legal texts and biographies of historical figures. He found solace in the stories of those who had shaped the world before him, drawing inspiration from their lives. Despite his stern exterior, Matthews was not without a sense of empathy. Those who knew him well understood that his tough facade hid a man deeply committed to justice and fairness. He was known to take time to mentor young lawyers, sharing his knowledge and guiding them through the complexities of the legal world. He believed in the power of education and often spoke at law schools, inspiring the next generation of legal minds. However, his commitment to the law sometimes came at a personal cost. The pressures of the job and his unwavering dedication meant that his personal relationships often took a back seat. Friends and family knew that his career was his primary focus, a reality that sometimes led to feelings of isolation. Yet, for Matthews, the sacrifice was worth it. He believed that his role in the judiciary was his calling, a way to make a tangible impact on society. One of the defining moments in Matthews' career was a case involving a high-profile corruption scandal. The trial was intense, with media coverage and public interest at an all-time high. Matthews' handling of the case was masterful. He navigated the complexities of the evidence, ensured a fair trial, and ultimately delivered a verdict that was both just and respected. This case solidified his reputation as a judge who could handle the pressure and deliver justice without succumbing to external influences. As his career progressed, Matthews faced numerous challenges. The evolving nature of law, societal changes, and technological advancements all posed new questions and scenarios for the judiciary to address. Matthews adapted to these changes with a keen mind and a willingness to learn. He attended seminars, engaged with legal scholars, and stayed updated with the latest legal precedents. His adaptability ensured that his rulings were not only fair but also relevant to the times. In the courtroom, Matthews was a commanding presence. His voice carried authority, and his eyes, sharp and discerning, missed nothing. He had a way of making everyone in the room feel the weight of the law. Defendants knew that they were in the presence of a man who valued truth and justice above all else. Lawyers respected him, even if they didn't always agree with his rulings, because they knew that he was committed to upholding the integrity of the legal system. Judge Matthews' legacy was built on his unwavering commitment to justice. He was a man who believed in the power of the law to bring about positive change in society. His rulings reflected a deep understanding of human nature, balancing the need for punishment with the potential for rehabilitation. He believed that justice was not just about retribution but about creating a society where the rule of law was respected and upheld. On the other side of this story was Alicia Thompson, whose path to the courtroom was equally compelling. Alicia's journey to becoming a federal prosecutor was anything but ordinary. Born into a modest family, Alicia was the youngest of 3 siblings. Her parents instilled in her a strong sense of justice and a belief that one could make a difference, no matter their background. From a young age, Alicia was fascinated by stories of individuals who stood up against injustice, a fascination that would shape her future. Alicia's academic journey was marked by excellence. She was a top student throughout her schooling, known for her sharp intellect and unwavering determination. Her passion for law was evident early on, and she pursued a degree in law with a focus on criminal justice. During her time in law school, Alicia participated in numerous moot court competitions, often emerging as the top contender. Her professors noted her ability to think critically and argue persuasively, skills that would serve her well in her future career. After law school, Alicia joined a prestigious law firm, where she quickly made a name for herself. Her work ethic was unmatched, and she was known for taking on challenging cases that others shied away from. Her colleagues admired her tenacity and her ability to stay calm under pressure. But Alicia had bigger dreams. She wanted to make a tangible impact, and she knew that working as a federal prosecutor was the way to achieve that. Her transition to the role of a federal prosecutor was seamless. Alicia brought with her a wealth of knowledge and a fresh perspective. She was assigned to a team responsible for handling high-profile cases involving corruption, organized crime, and major financial fraud. Her approach was thorough and meticulous, ensuring that no detail was overlooked. She spent countless hours preparing for each case, understanding that the stakes were high and that justice depended on her diligence. Alicia's dedication to her work did not go unnoticed. She quickly gained a reputation as a formidable prosecutor, someone who could go toe-to-toe with the best defense attorneys. Her courtroom presence was commanding, her arguments precise and compelling. But what truly set her apart was her empathy. Alicia understood that the people involved in her cases were more than just names on a docket. They were individuals with stories, and she made it a point to approach each case with a balance of compassion and firmness. One of the most notable cases in Alicia's career was a massive financial fraud that shook the nation. The case involved a powerful corporation accused of defrauding thousands of people out of their life savings. Alicia's handling of the case was masterful. She meticulously built her case, gathering evidence and presenting a narrative that was both compelling and irrefutable. Her arguments were not just about the legal points but also about the human impact, highlighting the devastation caused by the corporation's actions. The trial was intense, with media coverage and public interest reaching a fever pitch. Alicia's performance in the courtroom was nothing short of remarkable. She cross-examined witnesses with precision, dismantling the defense's arguments with ease. Her closing argument was a powerful plea for justice, emphasizing the need to hold those in power accountable. The verdict was a resounding success, with the corporation found guilty on all counts. The case was a significant victory for Alicia, cementing her reputation as one of the top federal prosecutors in the country. Despite her demanding career, Alicia found time for her personal life. She was a mentor to young lawyers, sharing her experiences and guiding them through the complexities of the legal profession. She believed in the power of education and often spoke at universities, inspiring the next generation of legal minds. Her commitment to justice extended beyond the courtroom, as she volunteered with organizations dedicated to legal aid and community support. Alicia's personal life was filled with close-knit relationships. Her family and friends were her anchor, providing her with the support and encouragement she needed to navigate the challenges of her career. She was known for her infectious laughter and her ability to find joy in the little things. Despite the weight of her responsibilities, her colleagues often remarked on her ability to balance her professional and personal life with grace and poise. In the legal community, Alicia was not just respected but revered. Her colleagues admired her for her intellect, her dedication, and her unwavering commitment to justice. She was a role model for many, a testament to what could be achieved through hard work and determination. Her journey from a modest upbringing to the halls of the federal prosecutor's office was an inspiration to all who knew her. Alicia's story was not just about her professional achievements but also about the values that guided her. She believed in fairness, integrity, and the power of the law to bring about positive change. Her work was a reflection of her belief that justice was not just a legal concept but a moral imperative. She approached each case with a sense of duty and a commitment to making the world a better place. As Alicia stood in the courtroom on that fateful day, facing Judge Matthews, she was the embodiment of strength and resilience. Her revelation was not just about her identity but about the broader implications of justice. It was a reminder that the legal system is not just about rules and procedures but about the people it serves. This encounter between Judge Matthews and Alicia Thompson was a powerful testament to the complexities of justice and the importance of empathy and understanding in the judicial process.